What's going on guys, it's Unknown Player here, and today I want to show you guys a bunch of the high level rewards I've picked up so far from grinding over the past couple of days. That's going to include strike specific loot items, Vanguard and Crucible packages, faction packages, and even a Variks rank up one as well. So a general roundup of all the stuff I've picked up, and be sure to comment down below what is the best thing that you've gotten so far from grinding that you're already happy with, maybe a good perk roll or high level or a weapon you've been after for a long time. Let me know what kind of stuff you've been getting recently. So I did quite a few hours of Vanguard strike grinding. Like I've already said, that is one of the best ways to rank up because you can get strike specific loot items that drop up to 335. All you need to do is be around 330 and they'll start dropping with a chance up to 335 levels. And as you can see here, I'm 334 when I was doing most of this stuff, and the Grasp of Malok dropped for me. This is from Omnigul, of course, and while it did drop at 335, which is good, it dropped with very bad perks. Nothing that you would want on one of these things. It got partial refund and army of one, so nothing really that great there. Still not really sure if I'll keep this thing or infuse it into something else. I've never actually gotten one of these things before. In the whole of the Taken King, I never got a Grasp of Malok, so I might keep this thing simply because of the fact I really want to try it out. Apparently this thing is pretty decent in Crucible, so for that reason I do want to keep it, but I don't think the perks I've got are really that great, so I think I might hold out for a better one. The only thing is that it is quite rare because the Omnigul Strike isn't of course that common. You got to hope that it pops up in the playlist you're doing and then hope to get the thing itself. I still really wish this thing would actually drop from Malok himself. It would make sense because it is named after him, but unfortunately Omnigul is the only source, so I'll probably end up keeping this simply because it is quite rare to obtain. Now, next up, I got Treads Upon Stars. This again came at 335, and this dropped from Valis to Arc. Now, this dropped with Crowd Control and Third Eye, which is more of a PvP role. I actually do have a Perfect Balance one with Firefly, so I'm not too sure again whether I'll keep this thing. I mean, the Perfect Balance of Firefly is more attuned to my liking and more useful in PvE, which I like to use this weapon at. In terms of PvP, this is definitely not a scout rifle I would go for, so I'll probably just infuse this into something else. But again, it's 335 drops, so I'm pretty happy with that. Some strike-specific items that I already mentioned in videos include the Does Not Bow, which I got from Tanix, and the Stolen Will, which I got from the Taken Axle. I've already made a video on the Stolen Will Taken Shotgun if you want to see that. But in general, I'm pretty happy with the strike-specific loot items I've gotten so far. The only thing I don't have is the Arc version of the Flare Cloak, so I'd really love one of those at 335. Now, moving on to some packages. In terms of Vanguard packages, I got the Badger CCL, which I already told you guys about, but I didn't show you the perks. The ones I got were Zen Moment and Perfect Balance, and also Grenadier. This is one of those Year 1 weapons that got brought back into Year 2 with the April update, and I'm still not too sure about this one. It's a slow fire rate weapon, and the perks don't really grab me too much, so I'm not sure whether I'll still keep this thing or just infuse it into something else. Even though it isn't really that high, I got it early on in the April update, that's why it's only 325. Now, I also got from a Vanguard package the Jabberhacky. This is not really anything special. It's got Zen Moment, Partial Refund, and Snapshot. If I could swap maybe Partial Refund for something like Rangefinder, I would probably keep this thing, but nothing really grabs me about this weapon. I'm not really a fan of sidearms, apart from the Iron Wreath, which is my go-to sidearm that I do use if I want to use one. Something really cool I got on my Warlock a while back is the Spectre Haliatus helmet. This thing, I love the look of. It's one of my favorite Warlock helmets, and with the white chroma glow, it looks Taken almost with this white flowing effect going down it. I really love the look of this thing. I'll probably make it one of my main helmets, to be honest. It's just a really awesome looking helmet, and I definitely am a fan of how the chroma looks. Doesn't look too great on most armor pieces, but I think this thing, it looks amazing. Now, also speaking of some other things that chroma looks great on, I got the Spectre Aspirate Helm for the Hunter, and this is from a Crucible package, and you can change the colors of the eyes with the chroma. I absolutely love this thing. You can make them look pretty much so evil with these red eyes. I really wish you could get green chroma so you can make them look like Splinter Cell with these 3 green eyes, but I still do love the red eyes. They look super evil, and it's one of my favorite Hunter sets. And I got a load more of the Aspirate stuff for the Hunter as well in Crucible and Vanguard packages. I got the chest, which is nothing too special. Got some yellow chroma on that thing. And also got the cloak, which I really do not like. This thing basically looks like a zebra cloak. It's super ugly. I hate the shape of it. It looks like almost like a towel, like a zebra cloak mix thing. I'm just not a fan of the design, and that came at 330 as well. And now moving on to some other stuff from the weekly Crucible bounty. I was really excited for this. I was hoping it's something cool, and I ended up getting this thing, In Times of Need, which is a shotgun I've never really seen before. It's a very rare one, but it's a very awful one. It's got bad impact and bad fire rate, and I infused that straight into my 1,000-yard stare. It did drop at 334 to be fair, but it went straight into my 1,000-yard stare. Did not even give that the time of day. Looking at my latest Variks package, I picked up the Soul Stealer's Claw. Nothing really stands out to me too much about this weapon. It's got some good handling perks like Snapshot and also Rodeo for the recoil. It's got the maxed out fire rate, so it's the same as the Doctrine of Passing in terms of basically a bullet hose auto rifle, which is pretty common nowadays, but it doesn't have that good stability that you would need on this thing. So this thing is probably pretty bad, so I haven't really got high hopes for the Soul Stealer's Claw. Now, moving on to my Dead Orbit packages, I picked up two 330 paleo contact auto rifles. These things are pretty interesting. The first one I got came with third eye, and I might have to try this thing out in Crucible, seeing how good it is. I'm not too sure whether this type of auto rifle is decent. It's not max fire rate, but it's not a low fire rate either, so I'm not too sure whether it'll be great or not. It probably won't be, to be honest, so I'm going to give that a go and see how it performs. And the other one I got just came with glass half full and exhume, so that went straight into my Hulk Saw, and I didn't really have too much confidence in this weapon anyway. Now, the final thing that I got is a 330 Vanity hand cannon from a future War Cult package. This thing came with triple tap and Grenadier, and this thing honestly isn't too great. It is 330, that's going to make some great infusion fuel, but I've already got a much better Vanity hand cannon, which has one in the chamber, extended mags, which is really important for this hand cannon, and also Firefly. So I've already got a really great one. This one is definitely not too great in comparison. So that was a look at a ton of the stuff I've picked up from grinding over the past couple of days. Let me know if any of that stuff catches your eye, any of that stuff you think is cool, or you may have it yourself. Drop a like rating on the video if you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more videos on this channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.